I'll sort it. Good morning. I see some persons of interest with respect to this particular session, the history. So allow me to take a few moments to make the note. I see in front former minister of many ministries, but in particular, I see former minister of transport and communications, Honorable Kwame Pepra. The significance is that in 93, if he had said no, there would have been no internet till perhaps 2000. But he said yes. And so I also see Madam Estelle Boa, who is with C Squared, but also the chairman of NITA, also I believe CDN. So please, let's recognize. So what I will do, if now everyone else is recognized, thank you all very much for coming. But perhaps what I might do is to ask Eric, who are the co-chairs of this self-organized event alongside AIS, tell us what they went through to make this happen. Then after, there is a program that following. So tell us about who we kick off. So, Eric, look at them. They are trying to decide who's. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Prof. So on behalf of the organizing committee, I just want to stand here, just acknowledge them. Is any of the organizing committee here? Emmanuel is co-chair. I have Maud. Can you just rise so we can see you and acknowledge you? Thank you. Florence, Maud. Thank you very much. So we started organizing this program barely like a month ago when it became necessary for us to put the program together. We had a couple of meetings and activities just to get the right stakeholders, and thankfully we are able to pull this. I would like to acknowledge the support of Nancy and Prof and Alain, who were consistently with the team driving us so that we could get this thing out. And I say thank you very much for all the support. And without so much ado, I'd like to invite the MC to continue with the program. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. I think according to the program, you need to get some welcome statement from me, and then we'll continue, if that is fine. All right. Merci. This is the 30th anniversary opening, and it's a bit of the story, my version of the story of how the internet came to Ghana. And I'd like to thank, of course, the organizers for making this brief session possible. I'm glad you are able to be here to document the history of the arrival of internet in Ghana and to recall some of the dynamics of the time, which were not straightforward times. It turns out that things of significance such as this don't just occur, they don't just happen. They occur because some people made a decision or made it happen. And I think for the moment, we will mention some of them towards the end. At the minimum, as a principal actor, I would like to thank them for helping me make that initial connection, which is a fact in the history. And I do so especially as we take the internet for granted quite often. And we shouldn't, because it may not have occurred much, much later. Majority of Ghanaian population was not born when this occurred. How these personalities, I will mention later, knew the science, the technology, the policy, and community actions required to achieve this by themselves and without donors is really very liberating for me. Okay? This is something that was done homegrown with all the facets, academia, policy, industry, even competition. The atmosphere at the time was one of the environment of President Rawlings, Ghana Can Do era. In the background also, there was a context of Nelson Mandela being released from incarceration. It was an era with euphoria about freedom and what Africans can do. We were preaching techno-liberation, that technology should not be allowed to be used to dominate Africa. Now, I have these historical notes. In the beginning, we were doing computing. So you could see we're doing enterprise computing and you might say private networking. We were also going from PC training to cyber cafes. And we're going from company networking with internal email to FidoNet and UUCP emails. From these, we went to full connectivity internet. Today, the good we can say is that 70% internet penetration. We can say there are 7 data centers, 2 active exchange points, 99% adoption of DNSSEC validation. The less good things is 49% websites are cached locally, 35% of overall internet resilience in indicators, medium capacity to withstand unexpected faults or challenges to normal operation. We have 1% of IPv6 adoption, that's the user side, and very poor market penetration and weak country-level domain use. Why is it important to celebrate this achievement? It changed Ghana's color on Landweber maps, green. I know you don't know Landweber map, but there used to be a map that was tracking where we all were. And it was going from, I think, yellow to green, and some which were blank, and some which were different protocol red. Bitmap. But in this case, for a long time, all we had, yellow, that meant we had only email. And so there was a struggle to get Africa green-lighted. And that marks the first time communication became remarkably efficient, and it triggered telecommunications reforms in Ghana. It was the outcome of all this effort discussion we're making, triggered a telecommunications reform, which were all initiated in the 90s, the Honorable, and then continued by Salia, then also Spio, and also His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So while we are celebrating, I invite us to reflect what we could do differently and focus on Ghana and Africa's true development. Some reflection points. Have we harnessed all the benefits of the internet in favor of our expectations? The origin of the technology deficiencies and what we do about them. In other words, what is lacking that we can't gallop, but we are moving forward? What do we have to do? That's a job that we could do. How come we did not create any continental or global internet giants? I know some were killed in Ghana. How vibrant and healthy is the local internet ecosystem? What's the spirit of volunteerism? I have no power to give awards, champions over the 30 years, because every user adds to the internet. So who am I to determine the value of a user's contribution? I don't know which contribution is our favorite. Some of the uses are big balls. Some of them are big business content. Some of them are entertainment. Some of them are scientific discoveries and things going on. So I don't know what is favorite. But I know those who helped me to attain that elusive first connection. And I'll tell that story, at the end of the session. Anyway, I wish you a very good celebration, and thank you very much for your attention.